Hello and welcome to Chairlates. Today we're going to be doing some Chairlates, which you can do in a chair or a wheelchair, or if you want a little bit more of a fitness challenge, you can go ahead and do it on a Pilates ball or a yoga ball for extra balance. So just make sure that you've watched my introductory video first. You can just watch it, but it would be a good idea to try and do the first 5-10 minutes, which are standing exercises, but can also be done seated. Also, if you are deconditioned or returning from injury or have an underlying health condition, make sure that you clear your exercise with your GP and you are exercising at your own risk. So make sure that you listen to your body. It should never hurt. Nothing we do here should ever hurt. It might feel like you're really working your muscles, maybe a bit of lactic acid burn buildup, but it should never feel popping or stabbing or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my chair. You probably want a nice sort of solid chair, but you can add cushions to it if you like, but you don't want it too smushy. If you're in a wheelchair, obviously just make sure that you're comfortable. If you do have any lower back issues, you might want to have a small pillow or a blanket or a towel nearby. We are going to incorporate a few exercises with the band, but you don't need a band. First of all, you can just do it with your own body weight. Second of all, you could use a pair of pantyhose or tights if you want to add that to it, or you can just imagine the band is there. So the reason I came to Pilates was because I injured my joints in 2000, around about the year 2000. It took me 2 years before I realized that I didn't have a lower back issue. Instead, I have a connective tissue issue called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and actually had subluxated my hip. My hip wasn't sitting in the right way in the socket. But in the meantime, when I didn't know this, I was going to chiropractors and osteopaths, and things just kept getting worse and worse. And as I stopped working out, I lost my muscle tone. And what happened was I became very deconditioned, and then all of my joints started popping out of place. My shoulders, my wrists, my ribs even. And it became really quickly, I became housebound, I would say, over those sort of 24 months. And it took me about 7 years of trying lots of different things to get back to my original fitness. But for me, the answer was in Pilates. And I found it very difficult, though, to find the right kind of Pilates for me, and not the kind of Pilates that's often practiced by fitness instructors or yoga practitioners, but sort of the true second generation, not the kind of Pilates that Joseph Pilates taught, but more of a stop-based Pilates or physio Pilates. Because if you think about yoga as sort of out, that can be good. It's great in so many ways. But if you are hypermobile or hypoflexible, you need to be careful and mindful to teach your joints to sit in the normal range of motion. And so I think of Pilates as in. And that's why it can be done in a chair, because Joseph Pilates designed it for people in internment camps during Second World War, and being able to exercise in tiny confined spaces. So that's what we're going to do here today. Exercise with tiny, tiny movements. The smaller and slower, really the better, okay? So, and hopefully it will protect your joints so you can do other activities, keep you mobile for longer. So the 3 points to Pilates are to find your posture, your pelvic floor, and your breath. Hopefully you're sitting somewhere where your feet are touching the floor, okay? If they're not, you might need to put a block or something underneath so that your feet can touch the floor and your knees are pretty much in line with your hips, okay? It might be slightly lower or slightly higher, but generally in line with your hips. Start with your feet together. And to find our Pilates posture, we pull our toes into a V, we pull our heels into parallel. And this is hip distance apart. Everybody's hips are slightly different, so you just want to make sure that if you've got your guns on your hips, They're aiming right down at your big toe, okay? Then the second thing we want to do is sort of roll the shoulders up, back, and down, okay? And then we lastly want to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, think about a bunch of balloons pulling the back of your head nice and long and sort of pull your belly button into your spine so that you're sitting in a nice straight line. Your ears are over your shoulders, over your hips, okay? Normally when we're standing, we would rock the pelvis or we would find a way to get our tailbone to sit straight down, but because we're sitting, really it's just a matter of pulling the chin in and getting the shoulders over the hip bones, the sit bones, okay? So that's the posture. The pelvic floor is about lifting the naughty bits that go from your front, where you pee-pee, to your rear, where you poo-poo. Sounds a bit like a strange thing, but there's a hammock muscle under there, and we want to lift it up. You've probably been taught about the pelvic floor before. You might have done cables before. The Pilates pelvic and floor engagement is slightly different. So we're going to take a deep breath in to prepare. And as we exhale, we're going to close the pelvic floor at the front like we're stopping a pee-pee. But then we're going to scoop it up and in by pulling the belly button into the spine, and then the ribs come together. Everything's tight here, sort of like I might punch you. Now, don't over-engage. I don't want you to dislocate anything, but I want that feeling of tightness in the lower abs and the abdomen, and release. Let's try it again. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, think about stopping a pee-pee by closing the elevator doors. Then scoop it up and in, and the belly button comes to the spine. And lastly, the ribs knit together at the front. Everything's nice and tight. Shoulders are still away from your ears, though. We're not hunching forward, and release. So when you do that, I want you to do two things. Number one, don't engage your buttocks. Number two, don't hold your breath. So let's try it one last time. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, close your elevator doors, level one. Belly button to the spine, level two. Lastly, your ribs knit together, everything's nice and tight, and release. So that's the pelvic floor combined with your posture. And now we're gonna do the lateral breathing. You can breathe however you like because the lateral breath takes a wee while. But if you put your hands on the sides of your ribs about an inch or two apart, you should get this feeling of your ribs expanding out and then closing. So you want to keep the shoulders away from the ears and breathe deep and wide into the back of the ribs as we inhale and expand. See my fingers move apart? Now exhale, lift the pelvic floor, and fingers come together. Inhale. Exhale, push the air out with your pelvic floor and your ribs. So we inhale like an accordion. Expand, but the shoulders don't rise, and exhale. Push all the air out of you. So fingertips are now going to float to the ceiling. The elbows come into the waist. I want you to let your hands now fall out and feel a squeeze between your shoulder blades. Do you feel that right there? Try and hold that there as we go for our first exercise. If you're using a band or pantyhose, we're going to put it behind us now, but you don't have to, okay? You can just use a closed fist with no resistance. If you're using pantyhose or band, you want to start at the very ends, okay? You want to keep it nice and loose and progressively move in. That's where you get more tension. We inhale to prepare, just like we did last time. Expand the ribs, shoulders stay down. See how my shoulders don't move? Exhale. Pull the pelvic floor up and close the ribs as you close your fists. Leave the elbows glued into your waist as you inhale and rotate out. Exhale. Shoulders go away from the ears as we move to a T shape. So if you wiggle your fingertips, it's just in front of a T, so you can see both your fingers in your peripheral vision. Shoulders are still away from your ears. See how mine are not moving above the mantelpiece? Inhale, glue the elbows back into the waist. Exhale, close, zip and hollow, zip those jeans up, belly button to spine, close the ribs. Inhale, rotate out. Exhale to T. Inhale. Exhale, close, zip and hollow and close those ribs, but the shoulders are away from your ears. Inhale, rotate out and back to T. Last time. Inhale. Really try and pull that pelvic floor up and away from the seat. Squeeze it up and in. Inhale, feel the pinch between your shoulder blades. And now push them away from your ears. Hold it here. We're just going to mobilize the scapula. So with or without the band, it doesn't matter. But it's a tiny, tiny move. So inhale to prepare. Exhale. Shoulders stay away from your ears and just spread your angel wings 2 or 3 inches apart. Your fingers just float a tiny bit forward. Now release back to neutral. So you're not leading with the fingers, you're leading with your angel wings, your scapula. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. It's not a huge movement. If you're hypermobile, you really want those fingers at a T shape or just behind a T shape, not much further. And release to neutral. In fact, if you can enable your video camera and watch yourself while you watch me, or watch yourself in a mirror, even better, because as you exhale, you want to make sure those shoulders are not shrugging up and you're not leading with your fingers. It's just those wings, and squeeze them like you're pinching a rose between your shoulder blades. Can you keep your ribs closed as well? Don't let them pop out. Exhale, spread your scapula. Tiny movement. Return and squeeze your scapula. Button your vest, belly button to waist, and hold it here. We're now going to take the band in front of us, however you feel, or no band at all. You just hold an imaginary band, okay? Roll those shoulders away, pull that chin in. Are you sitting over your sit bones? You want to feel, you're not tucking the pelvis under, but you're engaging the space between your ribs and your hip bones to squeeze them nice and solid and engaged. Inhale, raise this up. Exhale, pull the ribs together as the shoulder blades pull down your back and just come to a little Y shape. Inhale, float it down. Exhale, press the band down by your thighs. Your arms can come slightly behind you if you want a little extra engagement, but you don't need to. Inhale. Exhale. Think about your shoulder blades pulling down your back like they're lifting a curtain at the theater, if you know what I mean. Your hands are the curtain and you pull down. And then exhale, squeeze it and hollow and shoulders away from the ears. As you push the band back, sorry, my ball is getting in the way. And a couple more. Inhale, exhale. Don't let it go behind your head. Keep it in the peripheral. And squeeze it and hollow. Pull that pelvic floor up and press it back. Couple more. Doesn't have to be far. Okay, hold it here and come up to your Y. From the Y, we're going to inhale into our armpits and exhale. Pull the shoulders down to make a W shape. Back up. The band or the pantyhose come behind the head. You might catch your hair. I apologize if it's not up. But here's the thing. As you inhale and shrug up, send the shoulders away from the ears. Shoulders still go, pull down your back, and then push the shoulders down, but the fingertips rise. Last time. And rise. Hold your Y. We're just going to tilt to the side. It's not a big movement. Sorry you can't see my hands, but they're just in a regular Y shape. Inhale. Exhale. Just tilt to one side. Inhale and hold. Exhale. Squeeze it and hollow and use the waist to bring you back up. Shoulders away from the ears. Ribs knitted together. Belly button to spine. Inhale. Exhale. Tilt to the other side. Inhale and pause. Use the waist to draw you back up. A couple more. And tilt. Head is nice and neutral, chin tucked in. Hold and rise back up. Belly button lifted. Pelvic floor away from the chair. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. And you can hold it here. Keep the head nice and neutral. And we can do tiny pulses, reaching the top hand to the far corner. And we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale. Straighten up. If that's too intense for you, just take a break. Other way. If it's not enough for you, you can go further or do it on the Pilates ball. Inhale and tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale. Straighten up. Come back down, but not quite to your W. This is more like a box shape, okay? Shoulders away from your ears. Make sure your tailbone's headed straight to the ground and pull your belly button and your chin in, okay? Everything's over your sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, return. So twist from the ribs like you're squishing, wringing out a washcloth. Inhale. Shoulders away from the ears and twist from the ribs. Lovely. Inhale. Doesn't have to go far. Keep the head in between. You should wiggle your fingers. Can you see them in your periphery? And twist. Inhale. If it hurts, don't go as far. If you're hypermobile, watch your elbows. Don't let them swing back. Can you see your elbows and your fingertips? Last time each side. Inhale to prepare. Deep and wide, and exhale. Squeeze and engage that pelvic floor as you twist. Maybe come a little bit further. Last time, inhale and twist. Return. You can release the band, shake it out, and we're just going to go ahead and mobilize the spine a little bit. Ignore the little calls of mom in the hallway. It's hard sometimes to find the space to exercise, but we owe it to ourselves. We're going to C-shape our spine by just curving forward. So what I might do is you stay where you are, but I'm just going to turn sideways, okay, so you can see, right? We're going to go ahead and maybe find our Pilates posture again. So put your feet together, turn them into a V, parallel. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Pull the chin back so that your tailbone's headed straight to the ground, but your ears over your shoulder, over your hip bone, nice and straight, okay? Hopefully this feels comfortable for you, but you really, most importantly, is pulling those shoulders away from the ears. So you got to pinch between your shoulder blade, but also don't let your ribs pop out. We never do this in Pilates. There's none of this going on. We keep the vest buttoned the whole time, okay? We inhale to prepare. We're just going to exhale and drop the chin to the chest. We're going to roll the shoulders up and we're going to tuck the pelvis under to create a C shape in the spine. Can you see my spine is becoming a C? Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze up and hollow from the belly button and start to restack by straighten out the pelvis. Then each vertebrae sits back. And the top of the head grows long. We don't look up. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Roll the shoulders forward. The pelvis scoops under. Pretend like somebody's pulling the belly button through your spine on a fish hook. Inhale into the back of the ribs here, deep and wide. Exhale, squeeze it and hollow and start to straighten out. Each vertebrae finds its home. Lastly, the shoulders melt down the back. The top of the crown of the head floats to the ceiling. Don't look up. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll forward. Scoop the pelvis under and stop here for 1 second. I want you to inhale and deepen the C shape. Really pull that belly button to your spine. Inhale. Deepen the C shape. If you want, you can extend the arms in front of you. And if you're able to, inhale. Just pull the shoulders and the belly button back a wee bit. And forward. And last time, lead from the belly button. And forward. If you're able to, it's a tiny, tiny move, but if it hurts your lower back, don't do it. Inhale into your ribs. Squeeze it in hollow, and somebody pulls your belly button back. It's leading with the belly button and not the shoulders. Come forward, put your hands back on your knees, and we're going to uncurl one last time. So that's a little reverse curl for your abdominals. If you watch my other videos, you'll see why we do it that way, because you don't want to lead with your shoulders. If you lead with your shoulders, you actually create this scoop, and that's why traditional sit-ups can actually create the wrong shape in your abdomen and pooch out instead of in. So we're almost finished now. We're just going to go to do a little bit of leg work, and then that's your Chairlates over with. This is incredibly challenging on a balance ball. So if you find this too easy and you're able, you can go ahead and sit on the balance ball. But for now, make sure that you're in your Pilates posture. Okay? Chin tucked in, everything tight. In Pilates, think of your abdomen as like squished in with a frying pan. So your breathing has to go into the back of your ribs, okay? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our fingertips on our hips, thumbs on our ribs. These are your headlights, okay? This is facing forward. We don't want this wobbling up and down or left or right. We're gonna do some heel lifts first. Inhale and lift one heel. Nothing moves. Exhale. Use your belly button and your pelvic floor to push that heel through the floor. Inhale, other heel lifts. Exhale. Pull that pelvic floor up and away from the chair, and the heel goes through the floor. Inhale and lift. Nothing moves except the heel. Push a rusty lever through the floor. And shoulders are away from the ears. Ribs are knitted together. Inhale and lift. Squeeze, zip, and hollow. Send it through the floor. No tension in the neck. And so that's the heel lift. So you can keep going. Do more in your own time. Now we're going to do the knee floats. Knee's going to float straight up to the sky, but all the same rules apply. Your headlights are shining straight at me. Inhale. Pull that vajayjay up and inhale. Lift it just straight up a couple inches. Inhale, release. Nothing moves. Watch my shoulders. Watch my square. Inhale. Squeeze them in hollow first. Couple inches straight up. Try it on the Pilates ball. It's super mega hard. Couple more. Inhale, deep and wide into the ribs. Think about that accordion as you zip and lift. Release. Again. Zip and hollow and float. Couple more. Everything moves from the belly button and the pelvic floor. Last time. Release. Okay, now we're going to increase that move by adding an extension at the top. It doesn't have to be high, it doesn't have to be far, but if you're holding on here, you sometimes see this where you're holding on or you're tucking under, that will make it much easier. So you can do it, but only if you have to. Ideally, you keep your square and your shoulders away from your ears. Tuck the chin in. Make sure the tailbone is not, your lower back's not arched. Tailbone's headed right up against the back of the chair, headed straight down to the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. That's challenging and it's tough on the hip flexors. Can only be an inch up, but if it's too challenging, put your hands here. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Use this belly button. Inhale. Hold it up and slowly lower down. Couple more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, lift. From the belly button, hold and inhale. Exhale, extend. You can feel that belly working. And so, like I say, that is a really intense move. I'm going to show you from the side. You don't have to come as far as me. You can just lift and come a tiny inch. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to show you, and you can hold on, and you can put your hands under your thighs. It's not quitting, okay? Work to your own level, but I'm just showing you what you're aiming for eventually. So pull the chin in. One ear over shoulder, over your hips. Tuck that tailbone under so it's headed to the floor, shoulders down the back and away from your ears. Inhale, last one, and squeeze deep and hollow and lift straight up. Hold it here. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. Exhale, sink down. Last time. Try not to lean back. Inhale. Balloons to the ceiling. Exhale and lift. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale. And slowly lower down. Good. Shake it off. Do what you gotta do. Off forward and back. We're just gonna do a final stretch, okay? It's sort of like a mermaid we do sometimes in class. Put one hand by the side of the chair. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, extend to the side. Again, think of the head going up, not down. Extend up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate that shoulder and make a slow circle to the middle. And then you can use your hands as you walk back up. If you're hypermobile, keep it a very small move. Start small. Inhale and lift. Exhale over. Hold here. Think about the head going up, not down. Arm extended up, not down. Inhale and rotate over. Shoulder moves forward towards me, and exhale, swoop down to the center. And then you can use your hands to roll back up, restack the vertebrae like we did at the beginning. Again, inhale. Exhale over. Really feel that stretch up. The sit bones are grounded, but your arm extends up. Inhale, rotate that shoulder forward towards the corner of the room, and then exhale, sweep it down towards your toes and walk your hands up your thighs to restack last time. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. See, sit bones are grounded, but we're extending our waist. Inhale, rotate the shoulder towards the front corner in the room. Exhale, and walk it up to restack. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, think about the shoulders melting down the back and the top of the head floats to the ceiling nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to do a couple to the front. Open your arms wide. And exhale, hug an imaginary beach ball. Inhale, open. Doesn't have to be a big move. Hug a beach ball. Open. Last time. Hug a beach ball. Raise your beach ball up. Arms fall out to the side. Belly button tight. You are now 1 inch taller and 1 dress size smaller. That is my guarantee. Man, woman, child, dress size smaller. Thank you so much for joining me. Give yourself a high five. That was an amazing workout. Like I say, you can start to progress it upward by using a band, use a Pilates ball, using weights. But it's really great exercise, even if you've got great high fitness level. So thank you so much. Have a great day. And make sure to like, subscribe, leave comments, and share with other people who have arthritis, who have hypermobility, who have joint conditions, who are recovering from injury. I've got loads more on my website and loads more to come, but I need some feedback. Thanks so much. Bye.